She humiliated a pregnant woman without a second thought. What she didn't know was that the man walking through those doors controlled everything she valued. One moment of cruelty, one powerful witness, one choice that would decide who leaves safely and who disappears from the city entirely. If you're new here, subscribe and comment your location. Now let's begin. The champagne glass shattered against marble. Nobody moved to clean it. Aveline stood near the balcony doors, one hand resting on the curve of her belly. 6 months pregnant, tired, ready to leave. She'd only come because her sister begged her to. "Just 1 hour," Myra had said. "Please, I need you there." But Myra was nowhere now, lost somewhere in the crowd of silk dresses and expensive watches. The party spread through a mansion that cost more than most people earned in 10 lifetimes. Crystal chandeliers, gold fixtures, everything cold and glittering. Aveline didn't belong here. She knew it, they knew it. A woman in red approached, tall, blonde, teeth too white. "You're Myra's sister." "Yes." "Interesting." The woman looked Aveline up and down. Her eyes stopped at the belly. "Brave of you to come looking like that." Aveline said nothing. "I mean, pregnant women are beautiful, of course." The woman smiled. It didn't reach her eyes. "But parties like this, they're for people who can actually enjoy themselves. You look exhausted." "I'm fine." "Are you?" The woman tilted her head. "Because honestly, darling, you're bringing the whole mood down, standing here like some sad little rain cloud." Other guests were watching now, conversations quieting, eyes turning. Aveline felt her face heat. She wanted to leave, should have left an hour ago. "Camilla, maybe," someone started. "I'm just being honest." Camilla's voice rose, confident, loud enough for everyone to hear. "We're all thinking it. She comes here uninvited." "My sister invited me." "Your sister felt sorry for you." Camilla stepped closer. "Look at you, pregnant and alone, no ring, no man, just existing, taking up space." The room was silent now. Aveline's hands were shaking. She pressed them against her belly. The baby kicked, like he could feel her heartbeat racing. "You should go," Camilla said, sweet voice, poison underneath. "Before you embarrass yourself more, or before someone has to remove you." "I was just leaving," Aveline said quietly. "Good," Camilla gestured toward the door. "Let me help you." She grabbed Aveline's arm, hard, fingers digging in. "Let go." "You're making a scene," Camilla pulled. "Come on, out you go." Aveline tried to pull back, couldn't, not without risking her balance, not with the baby. People watched, nobody moved to help. Camilla dragged her toward the entrance, through the crowd, past faces that looked away, past whispers that followed. Aveline's throat burned. "Don't cry, don't give them that." They reached the massive front doors. 2 men in suits stood there, security. "She's leaving," Camilla announced. "Make sure she actually goes." One security guard looked uncomfortable. The other reached for Aveline's other arm. "I can walk," Aveline said. "Then walk faster." Camilla's nails dug into her skin. "You don't belong." The door opened. From the outside, a man stepped through. The room changed. Aveline felt it before she understood it. The way air pressure drops before a storm. The way animals go quiet before an earthquake. Everyone stopped moving. The man was tall, dark suit, dark hair, dark eyes that swept the room once and understood everything. He looked at Aveline, at Camilla's hand on her arm, at the security guard reaching for her. Then he looked at Camilla. "Let her go." His voice was quiet, calm, the kind of calm that made you very, very afraid. Camilla's hand dropped immediately. "Mr. Thorne," she stammered, "I didn't know you were." "Get out." "What?" "You heard me." He didn't raise his voice, didn't need to. "Leave now." "But this is my party." "Not anymore." 2 more men appeared behind him, bigger, silent. They moved toward Camilla. She backed up. "You can't just." "I can." Thorne stepped further into the room. "And I am. You put your hands on a pregnant woman. You humiliated a guest. You're done." Camilla looked around wildly, for support, for someone to defend her. Nobody met her eyes. "This is insane," she tried. "She's nobody, just some." "Out," Thorne's voice dropped lower. "Before I change my mind about being polite." The men in suits moved closer, not touching her, not yet, but the threat was clear. Camilla grabbed her purse. Her face was red, tears starting. "You'll regret this, my father." "Your father owes me money." Thorne examined his cufflinks, bored. $3 million, should I collect it tonight?" Camilla went pale. "That's what I thought," Thorne gestured. "Go." She went, half running, heels clicking frantically on marble. The doors closed behind her. Thorne turned to the security guards. "You saw what happened. Why didn't you stop it?" "Sir, You're fired, both of you. Leave your badges at the desk." They left without arguing. The room stayed frozen, 50 people holding their breath. Thorne looked at Aveline, really looked. His eyes weren't cold anymore. Something else moved there, something careful. "Are you hurt?" Aveline shook her head, didn't trust her voice. "Your arm." She looked down, red marks, Camilla's fingerprints. "I'm fine," she managed. "No, you're not," he turned to the crowd. "Someone get ice and a chair now." 3 people rushed to obey. A chair appeared, velvet, expensive. Someone set it behind Aveline. "Sit," Thorne said. It wasn't a request. Aveline sat. Her legs were shaking anyway. Ice arrived in a silk napkin. Thorne took it himself, knelt down, right there in front of everyone. This man who'd cleared a room with 3 words. He pressed the ice gently against her arm. "Better. You didn't have to." "Yes, I did." His eyes met hers. "Nobody touches you, not like that, not ever." "You don't even know me." "I know enough," he stood. "What's your name?" "Aveline." "Aveline," he repeated it like he was memorizing it. "I'm Thorne, and this party is over, everyone out." "What?" someone gasped. "You heard me. Out, this event is finished." "But the auction." "Cancelled, leave." People started moving, confused, angry, but nobody argued, not with him. Within 5 minutes, the mansion was empty except for staff. And Thorne. And Aveline. He pulled up another chair, sat across from her, close enough to talk, far enough to be respectful. "Tell me what happened." "Why?" "Because I want to know." Aveline looked down at her belly. The baby was kicking again, active tonight. "My sister invited me. I came. That woman's Camilla, she didn't like me being here. She said I was ruining the mood, that I should leave. She grabbed me. And nobody stopped her." "No." Thorne was quiet for a moment. His jaw was tight, controlled anger. "Your sister, where is she?" "I don't know. She disappeared when the party started." "Name?" "Myra Calloway." Thorne pulled out his phone, typed something. 30 seconds later, it buzzed. "She's in the garden, with Alexander Kane. They've been there for 2 hours." Aveline blinked. "How did you?" "I know everyone in this city worth knowing, and everyone who owes me something." He put the phone away. "Your sister set you up." "What?" "This party. She didn't bring you here because she wanted company. She brought you here because someone paid her to." Aveline's stomach dropped. "That's not Myra Wood." "Camilla's father is Victor Cross. He's trying to pressure me into a business deal. He thought if his daughter humiliated you publicly, I'd feel guilty enough to reconsider." Thorne leaned back. He was wrong. "So this was what? Some kind of game?" "This is always a game." Thorne watched her carefully. "But you weren't supposed to be the piece that got sacrificed. That was a miscalculation." Aveline felt sick. "My sister sold me out for money." "Probably, unless she owed Cross something and this was payment. Either way, she used me." "Yes." The simple honesty hurt more than a lie would have. Aveline stood up, too fast, the room tilted. Thorne caught her, strong hands, steady. "Careful. I need to go." "Where?" "Good question. Aveline's apartment was 40 minutes away. She'd taken a rideshare here. Her phone was nearly dead. "I'll figure it out." "No," Thorne guided her back to the chair. "You won't sit down. You can't just order me around. I can when you're about to pass out." He gestured to someone Aveline hadn't noticed. A woman in a staff uniform appeared with water and crackers. "Drink, eat, then we'll talk." Aveline wanted to argue, but she was thirsty, and the crackers did help. Thorne waited, patient. When she finished, he spoke again. "You live alone?" "Yes." "The father?" "Gone, he didn't want," she gestured at her belly, "any of this. His loss." Something in his voice made her look up. He meant it. "You're going to help me because you feel guilty?" Aveline asked. "I'm going to help you because I want to. Guilt has nothing to do with it." "Why?" "Because I watched you stand there and take it. Watched you try to leave quietly even though you were humiliated. Watched you protect your baby over everything else." Thorne leaned forward. "And because when Camilla grabbed you, you didn't scream or cry or make it worse. You stayed calm. You were smart." "I was scared." Smart and scared look the same sometimes. Aveline didn't know what to say. Thorne stood. "Here, what's going to happen? My driver will take you home. Tomorrow, someone will bring you a new phone, secure line, you'll have my number. I don't need your help." "Maybe not, but you're getting it anyway." He pulled out a business card, set it on the table beside her. "Think of it as an apology for what happened in my city, to someone I should have protected. This isn't your city." He smiled, small, dangerous. "Yes, it is." And somehow, Aveline believed him. A man in a black suit appeared at the door. "Car's ready, sir." Thorne helped Aveline stand. This time she was steadier. "The baby," he said. "When are you due?" 3 months. "Boy or girl?" "Boy." "Good." Thorne walked her to the door. "The world needs more good men. Raise him right." "I will." "I know." The car was sleek, black, windows tinted dark. The driver opened the door for her. Aveline paused. "Why did you really help me?" Thorne looked at her for a long moment. "Because someone should have, and nobody did. That bothered me. Most people wouldn't care." "I'm not most people." No, he definitely was. Aveline got in the car. The leather was soft. Everything smelled expensive. As the driver pulled away, she looked back. Thorne stood in the doorway, watching until the car disappeared. Aveline touched her arm. The red marks were fading. But something else was starting. Something she didn't have words for yet. The business card in her pocket felt heavy. She pulled it out at a red light. Simple, black cardstock, silver lettering. Tia Chorani. No first name, no company, just one word. And a phone number. Aveline stared at it the whole drive home. She didn't know it yet, but everything had just changed. Not because a powerful man had helped her, but because she'd seen something in his eyes when he looked at her. Recognition. Like he'd been waiting for someone exactly like her. Someone who understood what it meant to be underestimated. Someone who knew how to survive. Someone who could be dangerous if given the chance. The car stopped outside her apartment building. Small, old, nothing like the mansion. The driver got out and opened her door. Mr. Thorne said to wait until you're inside safely. Aveline nodded, climbed out, walked to her door. She looked back once. The driver nodded. Then the car pulled away into the night. Aveline went inside, locked the door, stood in her tiny living room. Her phone buzzed, unknown number. Sleep well, tomorrow starts something new. She should have been scared. Should have blocked the number and forgotten everything. But she wasn't scared. She was curious. And in the back of her mind, a small voice whispered, "Finally, someone who sees you." Aveline put the phone down, touched her belly. "Things just got complicated," she told her son. He kicked in response. She smiled. Maybe complicated was exactly what they needed. The next morning, Aveline woke to knocking. Not the gentle kind, the serious kind. She pulled on a robe and checked the peephole. A woman stood there, professional suit, tablet in hand. Behind her, a man in a black suit, security. Aveline opened the door halfway. Yes. Miss Calloway, I'm here on behalf of Mr. Thorne. The woman smiled, polite but not warm. May I come in? Why? To discuss your new arrangements. I didn't agree to any arrangements. Nevertheless, the woman held up the tablet. Mr. Thorne insists it will only take a moment. Aveline hesitated, then stepped back. 5 minutes. The woman entered. The security stayed outside. My name is Iris. I handle Mr. Thorne's personal affairs. She tapped the tablet. First, your apartment. The lease is paid through the end of the year. What? No, I didn't ask for. Second, medical care. You're now registered at Brightwell Medical Center, private clinic. Dr. Sarah Vance will be your primary physician. All prenatal care covered. Delivery room reserved. Aveline's head spun. Stop, I can't accept. Third, security. Iris gestured to the man outside. James will be nearby, not intrusive, but present for your safety. This is insane. This is necessary. Iris looked up. Her eyes were sharp, assessing. Last night, you were targeted because of Mr. Thorne. That makes you a variable in equations you don't understand. He's correcting that. By controlling my life. By protecting it. Iris set the tablet down. Miss Calloway, you don't know who Mr. Thorne is, not really, but others do. And what happened last night made you visible. That's dangerous. Then maybe I should just disappear. Too late. Iris's voice softened slightly. The moment he defended you, you became part of his world. You can accept his help and be safe, or refuse it and be vulnerable. Those are your options. Aveline sat down heavily. The baby kicked. Protesting or agreeing, she couldn't tell. What does he want from me? Nothing. Nobody gives without expecting something back. Mr. Thorne does. Iris picked up her tablet. He's unusual that way. When he decides someone matters, they matter completely. I'm nobody to him. You're someone he chose to protect. That makes you everything. Iris moved toward the door. Dr. Vance expects you Thursday at 10. James will drive you. The new phone is on your counter. Mr. Thorne's number is programmed in. She left before Aveline could argue further. The security guard, James, nodded once and took a position down the hall. Visible but not close. Aveline closed the door, locked it, stood there breathing hard. On the counter, a new phone, sleek, expensive. She picked it up, one contact saved. Tia Chorani. Her finger hovered over it. Then she set the phone down, made coffee, tried to think. Her old phone buzzed, her sister. Myra, where did you go last night? I looked everywhere. Aveline stared at the message, anger rising hot and fast. Aveline, you left me alone for 2 hours. Then your friend tried to throw me out. Myra, what? Camilla, she's harmless. You probably misunderstood. Aveline, she grabbed me, called me pathetic, had security remove me. 3 dots appeared, disappeared, appeared again. Myra, you're overreacting. She was drunk. Everyone gets dramatic at parties. Aveline, she was paid to humiliate me. By Victor Cross, to pressure Thorne. Long pause. Myra, how do you know that? Aveline, Thorne told me. After he kicked everyone out and fired the security guards who didn't stop her. Myra, you talked to Thorne, the Thorne. Aveline, yes. Myra, oh my God. Aveline, do you know what you've done? Aveline, I didn't do anything. I was attacked. He helped me. Myra, you don't understand. People like Thorne don't just help. They own. They collect. You're in so much trouble. Aveline threw the phone on the couch. Her sister was scared, but not for Aveline, for herself, for what this might mean for her connections, her social climbing. The new phone buzzed. Unknown number, but Aveline knew. Did Iris come by? She shouldn't answer, should throw this phone too, walk away from all of it. Her fingers typed anyway. Yes. And this is too much. It's barely enough, but we'll start there. I don't want to owe you. You don't. This isn't a debt. Then what is it? 3 dots for a long time. Insurance, against people who think you're an easy target. Aveline stared at the screen. Why do you care? Because I saw what they did, and I didn't like it. Simple, direct, true. I can take care of myself. I know, but you shouldn't have to, not alone, not while pregnant. You don't know me. Not yet. Those 2 words hung there. Promise, threat, possibility. I need to think. Take your time, but James stays, non-negotiable. Aveline wanted to argue, but part of her, the part that had been scared last night, felt relief. Fine. Good, rest today. Tomorrow we talk properly. About what? Everything. The conversation ended. Aveline made breakfast, toast and eggs. Her hands were still shaking slightly. At noon, a delivery arrived. Groceries, the expensive kind, fresh fruit, real butter, organic everything. I didn't order this, she told the delivery man. It's paid for, recurring weekly delivery. He handed her the receipt. Courtesy of T Industries. Thorne. Of course. Aveline put the groceries away, tried not to think about how empty her fridge had been, how she'd been rationing food to save money. At 3, her landlord called. Miss Calloway, I wanted to confirm the lease payment. Very generous of your benefactor. It's not like that. Of course not. He didn't believe her. Well, you're good through December, and if you need anything, just call. Mr. Thorne's office said you're a priority tenant now. Priority tenant? In this building, where the heat barely worked and the elevator broke monthly. Aveline laughed. It came out slightly hysterical. She was living in a fairy tale. Except the prince was a man who cleared rooms with a look and probably did things she didn't want to know about. At 6, the new phone buzzed again. How are you feeling? Overwhelmed. Understandable. Eat something. Sleep early. Tomorrow is important. Why? Because you're going to see where I work. I don't think that's a good idea. Trust me. I don't know you well enough to trust you. Fair, then trust that I haven't lied to you yet, and I won't start. Everyone lies. Not to you, not me. Aveline set the phone down, paced her small apartment, 12 steps wall to wall. This was crazy, all of it. But nobody had ever protected her before. Nobody had seen her humiliated and decided it mattered. Nobody had made her safety a priority. And Thorne had done all of that in one night. She picked up the phone. What time tomorrow? 10. James will drive you. Okay. Aveline. Yes. Thank you. For what? For giving me a chance to do this right. She didn't know what that meant. But she'd find out tomorrow. The building was downtown, glass and steel, 40 stories. The name on the entrance was subtle, understated. T.A. Chorany, Indi Wistirayas. James walked her through the lobby. People moved aside, not dramatically, just naturally, like water around a stone. The elevator was private, required a key card. They went to the top floor. The doors opened to silence. Thick carpet, dark wood, art that probably cost more than Aveline would earn in a lifetime. A receptionist stood. Miss Calloway, Mr. Thorne is expecting you. She led Aveline down a hall, to double doors at the end. Knocked once, opened them. Thorne's office was enormous, windows overlooking the entire city, a desk that looked hand-carved, shelves lined with books that appeared actually read. Thorne stood by the windows, same dark suit, same controlled presence. He turned when she entered. Aveline, thank you for coming. Did I have a choice? Always, he gestured to a sitting area, couches, not the desk, more personal. Coffee, tea, water. Water. It appeared immediately. Cold, perfect temperature. Thorne sat across from her, close enough to talk, far enough to be respectful. How did you sleep? Fine. Liar. Aveline blinked. Excuse me. You barely slept. I can see it. The shadows under your eyes, the way you're holding tension in your shoulders. He leaned forward slightly. You spent all night trying to figure out what I want from you. And you came anyway. That's brave. Or stupid. Sometimes they're the same thing. Thorne smiled, small. But I promised you the truth, so here it is. I want to help you, that's all. Why? Because I can. Because you need it. Because what happened to you was wrong and I have the power to make it right. That's not a reason. That's ego. His smile widened. You're sharp, good. I was hoping you would be. You're not answering the question. No, I'm not. Thorne stood, walked to his desk, pulled out a folder, brought it back. Because the real answer is complicated, and you're not ready to hear it yet. He handed her the folder. Inside were documents, legal papers. What is this? A job offer. Aveline looked up sharply. What? I need someone I can trust, someone smart, someone who sees details others miss. Thorne sat back down. I think that's you. You don't know anything about me. I know you stayed calm under pressure. I know you protected what mattered. I know you're practical and careful and you don't trust easily. He tapped the folder. That's exactly what I need. For what? To watch, to listen, to tell me what you see. Aveline flipped through the papers. The salary made her dizzy. This is insane. It's fair. For what? Sitting in meetings and taking notes. For being honest, always, no matter what you see or hear. Thorne's eyes were serious now. I'm surrounded by people who tell me what I want to hear. I need someone who tells me the truth, even when it's uncomfortable. Why would I do that? Because I'll pay you very well, because it will give you security, because your son will have everything he needs. Thorne paused. And because I think you want to. Want to what? Matter, be more than invisible. Use that brain you hide behind politeness and quiet smiles. Aveline's breath caught. He saw her, actually saw her. I need to think about it. Of course, take the folder, read everything. Talk to a lawyer if you want, I'll cover the fees. Thorne stood. But while you're thinking, understand something. What? You're already in this world now. The moment I defended you, you became visible. That won't change whether you work for me or not. His voice dropped lower, serious. But if you work for me, you're protected. Completely. Nobody touches you. Nobody threatens you. Nobody even looks at you wrong. That sounds like ownership. It's protection. There's a difference. Is there? Yes, because you can walk away anytime. I'll still make sure you're safe, but you'll have chosen your path. Aveline stood. The folder felt heavy in her hands. I'll think about it. That's all I ask. Thorne walked her to the door. James will take you home. Dr. Vance tomorrow at 10. Don't skip it. I won't. She started to leave, then stopped. Thorne. Yes. Why me? Really, not the polite answer, the true one. He looked at her for a long moment. Something moved in his eyes, something deep. Because when I walked into that room and saw you standing there, holding yourself together while they tore you apart, I recognized something. He stepped closer. Strength that looks like softness, intelligence that looks like silence, survival that looks like surrender. And I realized you're exactly the kind of dangerous nobody sees coming. He smiled, just like me. Aveline's heart was pounding. That's not an answer. Yes, it is. You're just not ready to understand it yet. He opened the door for her. James was waiting. Aveline left without another word. But in the elevator, she opened the folder again. Read every word. By the time she reached the lobby, she'd made her decision. She pulled out her phone, the new one. Typed a message. I'll take the job, but I have conditions. The response was immediate. Name them. I work my own hours. I stop when the baby comes. And if I don't like what I see, I can leave with no consequences. Agreed. Start Monday. One more thing. Yes. Don't lie to me, ever, about anything, even if the truth is ugly. Long pause. I promise. Can you promise the same? Aveline thought about it, really thought. Yes. Good, then we have a deal. We have a deal. She put the phone away. James held the car door open. Miss Calloway, Mr. Thorne said to give you this. He handed her a small box. Inside was a key card for the private elevator and a note. Welcome to the real game. Let's see how well you play. Aveline smiled. For the first time in months, she felt something other than tired. She felt alive and dangerous and ready. Whatever came next, she'd face it. Not as someone who needed saving, but as someone who'd chosen her own path. Even if that path led straight into the darkness. She was done being invisible. Starting now. Thank you for watching. Would you have taken Thorne's offer or walked away from everything he represented? Drop your answer and where you're watching from in the comments below. If you want more stories about power, protection, and choices that change everything, subscribe now. Your support means the world.